That's what I'm saying. Like,
I believe it.
Or like even whenever I talk to Dre's clients, it's like they always got something. This dude.
How about I post my daughter wants to be a pilot and Jonathan sees it and was like, I know a pilot, and you ended up flying a plane.
Right.
Like, how the fuck?
But no, tell me why I was talking to Dre about something and this dude jumped in because I was in the shop before school the other day and Dre had a client and I was talking to Dre and the client chimed in and he's talking to me. He's like, oh, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? I'm like, I want to be a pilot. And he told me that he was a flight attendant. And it's like, those two correlate, but I wouldn't know that unless he talked to me.
Yes, I understand what you're saying. But what did you glean from that interaction besides he was a flight attendant?
Oh, he was telling me about what schools I should go to.
Oh, okay.
And like he was telling me classes that I could take and who I could talk to.
Okay.
He gave me some names. He said, are you writing this down?
But see, the guy today also said, if you have any questions, call me. And that's what I told Jonathan today. I was like, it's not just that you have the vision. When I went to church and they would say that God gives vision to 3 people at a time, I thought they was like, okay, I had the idea for Build-A-Bear first. I don't care what nobody says. But Build-A-Bear also got the idea for Build-A-Bear, and of course they Build-A-Bear first before me. So, that's what I limited to. But then I realized God doesn't only give vision of the actual project to do, but God gives vision.
I see this photo on my story. I sent it to Riley. I just told her jellyfish.
No, I get it.
You need to reach?
No, I don't think it's a reach. Because I can see how
I'll
be listening to a song and then I'll read the same word on a billboard.
Right.
So yeah, I get it. How are they saying the exact same word at the same time I'm driving past a billboard?
Right.
So yeah, I don't think so.
I'm talking about jellyfish with my friend, and then this girl says I'm jelly. Like, girl, say jealous.
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's going on?
Okay, universe.
Right. Speak up.
Right.
What's that? Speak up. Speak up. Yeah, that's this moment right now. Anyway, what was I talking about? It was good. Damn it. Goddamn kids. Did I finish making my point about we need to be friends first? I think I made a pretty good point there. I think we did good with that. Because we're programmed. We see the perfect love story on all these TV shows, and we see the perfect love story on all these movies, how everybody falls in love with the bubble, and then it bursts and they realize who the people really are, and they still fight for the bubble. We see it portrayed. Like, how do we know how to be in a relationship, especially if there wasn't one demonstrated in our home? Television. We are duplicating even the motherfucker that's doing wrong shit in a relationship. We've seen it on TV first. Or if we didn't see it in our home, but whoever we're seeing it from our home saw it on TV first. Somebody saw it on a fucking TV first is what I'm saying. And that's how we know how to act. That's how we know how to be a gang member. That's how we know how to be a drug dealer. That's how we know how to be a single mama. That's how we know how to be a deadbeat daddy. We know all that shit because we saw it on TV first. Somebody saw it on TV first. Because think about what the family looked like when we saw Bill Cosby on TV first. Now what we see on the TV first and what the black family looks like now. So don't tell me that they don't call it a program because it's a program. Let's keep it G. Let's keep it a buck. Come on now. We know how to treat each other the way that we treat each other because we saw it on a program first. We identify with what we identify with, and shows do well and they do numbers and millions of people tune in every week and they keep the metrics and sweep and all this other sweeps week and all this other stuff. All of this, she is cooking something. I can smell it. My God, thank you. Woo. All of this happens because we identify with it. And because we identify it, we start molding and modeling and doing what we see. If you don't see the mind control, then you're choosing not to see it. which is cool, because I appreciate the duality of shit. Look, I'm going to turn on the TV, and I'm going to watch that shit. I'm going to pick up a book, and I'm going to read that shit. I'm going to turn on my radio, and I'm going to listen to that shit. I'm going to listen to Casey crooning about your beautiful yeah, I'm going to listen to that shit. But I also know the other side, and that's the problem. We only know one side of things. It's okay to have one foot on both sides as far as I'm concerned, because I would be very bored with my life whenever I swing, my life gets really boring. But when I'm able to sit right in the middle of my physical and spiritual, and I can sit right in the middle, I thrive. But it's difficult for me to maintain that center, because in the past, something would knock me either way. And so either I'm floating or I'm defeated. But what's different this time is I know what I know. I have changed at a cellular level. I have been able to shift my reality enough that I can stay consistent long enough to understand that what I believe to be true is true. And that's what's key in manifestation, is we have to stay stable long enough to know and believe that what we believe is true. And that's the huge mental manipulation you have to do. Every time you want to shift back to you have to get on top of yourself and be like, no. The thing is that we're too lazy to hold ourselves accountable. It's easier to give in. It's easier to say, you know what, I tried. Excuse me. It's easier to say that. Shit, that shit's serious. Whew. We just really gotta start holding ourselves accountable, y'all. That's it. We just really need to start holding ourselves accountable. If we could hold ourselves accountable at a higher number, I get it, everybody's not gonna fall in line, and that's cool. But if we have enough of us doing right, that the ones doing wrong is like what we're experiencing now. The ones doing wrong, and wrong doesn't have to be out there killing each other and stuff like that. Wrong is judging. Wrong is not loving. Wrong is talking backwards and popping off to your spouse. Wrong is talking and popping off to your kids and your sisters and brothers fighting each other. You know, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not. That's wrong. That's doing wrong. None of that's supposed to exist in your household. That's why families are so fractured, because it does exist. And it shouldn't. We have our own personal biases. We have all these different things. Favoritism's being played, and all these different things are happening in our households. And we fault the adults until, like I said with my parents, some of us come to a point where we have a kid who's vocal enough to tell us, hey, you too. And so I'm able to stop looking at my parents and demonizing them, because my daughter told me, you too. My daughter has experienced trauma at my hands too. And so, who am I to fault anybody?